Blinded by the lights, wrapped up like a deuce, another runner in the night. Blinded by the lights, wrapped up like a deuce, another runner in the night. Blinded by the lights, wrapped up like a deuce. Madman drums, bombers, Indians in the summer with the teenage diplomat. In the dumps with the mumps as the adolescent bumps his way into his hair. With a boulder on my shoulder, feeling kinda older, I trip the merry-go-round. With his very unpleasing sneezing and wheezing, the calliope crashed to the ground. Wrapped up like a deuce, another runner in the night. Blinded by the lights, wrapped up like a deuce, another runner in the night. Blinded by the lights, wrapped up like a deuce, another runner in the night. Blinded by the lights, wrapped up like a deuce, another runner. Some silicone sister with the manager, mister, told me I got what it takes. She said I'll turn you on, son, into something strong. Played a song with the funky break. And go-kart Mozart was checking out the weather chart to see if it was safe outside. And little early birdie came by in his curly-whirly and asked me if I needed a ride. Another runner in the night, blinded by the light. Wrapped up like a deuce, another runner in the night, blinded by the light. In the summer with a teenage diplomat, runner in the night. In the dark with the mumps as the adolescent pumps his way to his hat. With a boulder on my shoulder, feeling kinda older, I track the merry-go-round. With his very unpleasing sneezing and wheezing, the calliope crashed to the ground. Now Scott with a slingshot blindly found a tender spot for his lover in the sand. And some bloodshot forget-me-not and daddies within earshot take the buckshot, turn up the band. Some silicone sister with the manager, mister, told me I got what it takes. She said I'll turn you on, sonny, to something strong. She got down, but she never got tight. She's gonna make it through the night.
This here's a warning for all you folks about this here show. The things that JT says on this show are his opinions and thoughts only, not anybody else's. It is not meant to piss you off. It is not meant to make you go screaming and hollering into the corner somewhere. And it is also not meant to make you go for your safe space. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and have some fun. JT, it's all yours.
Hello, and good evening, everybody. Welcome, as always, to your Thursday night. That's right, Thursday night. One more day to the weekend. That, my friends, is always, I will say again, always a good thing. I am JT. Great to have you along here for the Shout Out with JT show. I have to say right off the bat that I have always loved me some Foreigner. Good stuff. Foreigner, Styx, groups like that from back in the day. Love them. I could listen to them and have listened to them pretty much all day long. So, yeah. Welcome, everybody, once again to Shout Out with JT. Going to have a little bit of fun tonight, and we're going to get a little bit of information for everybody, because Avenger Pretenders is going to be reviewing the new Marvel series that is premiered on Disney Plus yesterday, called What If? So tonight we're going to dig into some of the information that you might want to know a little bit ahead of time before you start watching the show, if you haven't watched it already. I haven't. Kay and I are going to do that probably Saturday evening when we go to bed for the night. We'll sit there and pop it on and watch it together. I want to say hi to everybody hanging out in the chat room with us over on Accidental Punch TV. That would be the one and only, thank goodness, Lady Death, a.k.a. Nakaya. 33 months on Tuesday. She resubscribed through her Prime to Twitch, and that means 33 months in a row that she has been subscribed to the channel, and that, my folks, is awesome. We also have the one and only, our friend from above the border, the one and only Miss Carol, or Crochet Carol, as we used to call her, because she was crocheting all the time back when we were on Hoo-Wah Radio and doing all of that stuff. And then the master of the useless information that is extremely useful to me, Big Tank. Great to have him along as always. And the boss man just came in. Sully, great to see you, sir. Big Tank says, dude, loving the Field of Dreams game. Well, I love the background stuff that they did. Anyway, for it. Nikaya says, I need a crocheted dragon. Ooh, there's a little challenge for you, Carol. I bet Carol could pull it off. We'll find you a pattern, Carol. We'll find you a pattern. I bet you could pull it off. Yes, the Field of Dreams games tonight. Well, actually, I think they've already started. It's who is it? The Yankees and the Red Sox, I think it is, that are playing the Field of Dreams game. Very cool. I follow baseball, but I'm not a big fan of it. I follow my Colorado Rockies. I follow the Milwaukee Brewers. And that's about it as far as baseball goes. So, but yeah, we're going to have some fun. We're going to dig into the things you might want to know. Yanks and the White Sox. So I was right about the Yankees part. And the guy like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. Love Toothless. But yes, we are going to dig into the information that you might want to know ahead of time for the What If series, again, from Marvel, that debuted yesterday at 3 a.m. Wednesday morning, by the way. It's called What If, so we're going to have some fun with that. But I found this. We have a little prep sheet off on the side for the Shout Out with JT show. And, you know, every now and then Tank will throw a cool article on there. He threw one on here that was actually checked by Snopes, which I thought was really cool. And it's kind of an interesting one. This is one that was actually posted by the Arkansas, or Arkansas, as some people say it, Game and Fish Commission, where they had a bit of a situation And that picture right there would be the situation that they had. And don't worry, I will specify and I will expound on what we have going on here in the picture. As you can see, this is an 18-wheeler semi-trailer wound up on its side today, partially submerged in Lake Conway at the intersection of Arkansas Highway 89 and Interstate 40 in Faulkner County, Arkansas. The Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality has been notified and a hazmat crew is on the scene. A wrecker is removing the truck from the lake, which appears to be uncontaminated by the accident. Now, here's the cool part, especially if it was hot enough in Arkansas, if it was hard enough in Arkansas, because the truck was hauling 20,000 pounds worth of ramen noodles. Ramen noodles. There is no report, however, if the driver and the passenger were seriously injured in this wreck. But could you imagine, that little swamp water there in Arkansas, and if it was up at a good temperature, because it's really, really hot in Arkansas, cooking them ramen noodles, boy, you'd be busting out some of them flavor packets and just having a good old time. A good old time with some ramen noodles. Tell you what, that would be awesome. That would be freaking awesome. But I would hate to be the guy driving the truck. I really would. Because, what happened to you, man? Oh, I got in a wreck with 20,000 pounds of ramen noodles in my truck. I tell you what, though, I do love ramen noodles, I have to say. Ramen noodles bring back a lot of memories for me. Big Tank says 20,000 pounds, worth about $150. Well, they run the packets. They sell the big boxes of them here. There's I think 24 packets in a box, and they sell a box for, I want to say, like $23, $24, somewhere around there. Around here. So, I don't know what the weight is for one of those boxes. But yeah, I ate more than my fair share of ramen noodles during my time in the military. I can tell you that right now. And every time I hear about ramen noodles, or I see a story or something, or read something about it, I always flash to the episode of Big Bang Theory where they're having Penny and why can I never remember his name? Tank, what's Penny's hubby's name, damn it? Why do I always forget his name? Yeah, that's true. The ramen noodles, as far as a package of them, there's hardly any weight to them at all. No, not Sheldon, the guy that lived with Sheldon. Because it's Howard Wolowitz. He's the one that's married to Bernadette. Leonard, that's it. Penny and Leonard are sitting down for dinner one night, and Leonard's eating. He says, I have to say, this is the best ramen noodles you ever made. And she says, yeah, I discovered this thing called a flavor packet. Yes, the flavor packet is vitally important when it comes to ramen noodles, folks, just so you know. Tank, you have never watched Big Bang Theory? Are you serious? Are you serious? You have never watched Big Bang Theory? Well, I guess in a way that doesn't really surprise me, because it's like, it's like certain movies or, certain TV shows. You got to have an interest in it. And I love it. I love Big Bang Theory. I love Young Sheldon. I can't wait for the new season of Young Sheldon to come on. It's going to be awesome. He says he's not a fan. Is it Sheldon? Is it Sheldon that you're not a fan of, or just the whole show thing in itself? It's funny because I got to tell you, I was watching The Big Bang Theory the other night, and all of a sudden it popped in my head. And this is the weirdest thought ever that popped in my head. But the thought popped in my head that Big Bang Theory, in a way, kind of reminds me of Friends. Yeah, of the TV show Friends. I don't know why. I mean, they're nowhere close to each other, and they address stuff that is, completely and totally different the majority of the time. But yeah, it popped in my head that Big Bang Theory is kind of like the Friends episodes. I haven't figured that one out yet. So yeah, we'll leave that right there. Big Tank says, I only like Johnny Galecki in Roseanne, and that would be the guy that plays Leonard, by the way. And Jim Parson, the guy that plays Sheldon, in the Netflix movie with Ted Bundy, the one that was about Zac Efron. Oh, I want to say hi to the world's best daughter, and you know what? She really is. And if you're just now getting off work, Caitlin, you got to be not very happy. That would explain why I haven't heard from you today. But she says, hi, I'm listening but walking home from work, so not watching. Totally understand. Be safe, my dear. And you can always turn the camera on or the video on when you get home if you want to. Don't know how interested you're going to be in this episode necessarily, Miss Caitlin, because we are going to be talking about the new Marvel series that just started on Disney Plus yesterday, called What If? And we're actually getting ready to dig into that. But I want to check with you, Caitlin. Did you know in ramen noodles that ramen noodles have a flavor packet inside of them that adds a lot of flavor to them? Did you know that was in there? Yes, I imagine that you're not very happy. Of that, I have no doubt, especially with the conversation that we had yesterday. So, you could always give Kay a call if you want to. So, yeah, like we just said, Marvel has just released their new series, and this one is actually an animated series. That's the word. I didn't want to call it a cartoon, because cartoon gives a certain connotation to it when you hear the word cartoon. But this is an animated series called What If, which follows directly behind Loki, which we just got done doing that. Well, that's good. I wanted to make sure, Caitlin. She did know, folks. She did know that the ramen noodles had the flavor packet. I just wanted to make sure. But it follows directly after the Loki series, and it kind of... Basically, the way Sully explained it to me is that it is a series of shows that say things like, what if Steve Rogers never became Captain America? Or what if, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, when he got bit by the spider, instead of just having the Spidey powers, what if all of a sudden he grew an extra 4 arms? And things like that, I guess, is what this series is supposed to be. So it just kind of opens up the fantasy world in animation for the Marvel series. Now, it is 10 episodes apiece. They've already got 2 seasons planned and in the works. Don't know when season 2 is going to come out yet, but we'll find out eventually. But it is 10 episodes. We're thinking, because we haven't been able to verify yet, unless Sully has actually watched the show, which, let me ask him. Oh, let's see here. Sorry, I can talk and type at the same time, but I think it's kind of rude, Can't have heard that I'm talking and typing at the same time. Anyway, we're thinking that the episodes are going to be about a half hour, but we don't know for sure. So I'm checking with Sully to see if he's actually watched the first episode or not yet. But let's dig in here. All right, so let's dig in and get a little bit of information about the series. He hasn't watched it yet. He says he's going to be watching it tonight. He says, don't worry, you can talk about it. Okay. Kaylin, that sounds about right. That does sound about right. She says, if I talk and type, I end up typing what I'm saying instead of what I'm supposed to be typing. Yeah, I've done that several times. Luckily, I've caught myself before I hit send. Because otherwise, that could have been ugly. It could have been ugly. Luckily, you didn't fall in any water fountains or, break your ankle from stepping on the edge of the curb or all that good stuff. So when you do talk and type or walk and type, just be careful. All right. So let's dig into this thing here. The animated TV series What If explores alternate realities and universes within the Marvel Cinematic Universe multiverse. In a first look trailer for the anthology series, narrator Jeffrey Wright, also known as Utu, the Watcher, explains, quote, reality is not a straight line. Every passing moment is a chance for a new offshoot, a new variation. In fact, there are more realities than you can possibly fathom, an infinite number of what ifs. And we are going to show some of the trailers that they have put out. Each what if episode will give fans a glimpse of how the MCU would unfold in various timelines, with results ranging from silly to spooky, but always as action-packed as you would expect. Here's everything to know about What If, including release dates and times, plot details, casting, and more. Before we dig too far into it, I do want to show one of the trailers that they put out, and please forgive me, I forgot to set this up ahead of time. So bear with me for one moment, please. And I will turn off my cam. My daughter Kaylin says, ooh, I just read a book that had a bunch of different realities in them. And those books are pretty cool. Shows with it are also pretty cool. I thought that was one of the cool things about Loki, how you could go to different times and different realities and that kind of stuff. So real quick here, this is the first trailer, the exclusive first look for What If.
Space. Time. Reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibility.
Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all.
Hold on a minute. Hang on a minute here. Tank, correct me if I'm wrong. But he just undid the helmet like the guy in Guardians of the Galaxy wears, if I remember correctly. So could this very likely be one of the alternate universes where the lead guy for Guardian of the Galaxy is a black gentleman instead of a white gentleman? Very interesting. Tank says, yes, each character is voiced by their own actor, which I think is very, very cool, instead of having one actor do 4, 5, or 6 votes. It's up on the screen right now, Tank. The gentleman I am referring to, and he did the thing where he pushed the button on the side of his head and the helmet came off, kind of thing. I'll back it up a little bit and play it again. See, he's wearing... That was the scene right there where he... Does he have the same... The Black Panther has the same setup? Okay. Then I'm probably wrong then. But that didn't look like the Black Panther helmet. Guess we'll have to wait and see. So let's continue.
I was promised an army.
You have a super soldier.
You sure don't seem too freaked out about all this, kid. What you doing out there all by yourself anyway?
Exploring the world.
Sounds fun.
That's Black Panther.
But why stop at one world when we can show you all of them?
I am the Watcher. I am your guide through these vast new realities. Follow me and dare to face the unknown. And ponder the question, what if?
Give me the tour.
Awesome. Awesome. That looks really freaking cool. It really does. Look really freaking cool. Now for that one, it was asking if there is a Marvel trailer, which there is. Way back in December 2020, Marvel Entertainment's official YouTube account dropped a first look preview of What If, in which writes, narrator explains time, reality, it's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibilities. The trailer features numerous alternate realities, including Peggy Carter as Captain Carter, King T'Challa kidnapped from Earth by Yondu from Guardian of the Galaxy, a zombie Captain America throwing his shield at the Winter Soldier, and Doctor Strange fighting another version of himself. Very cool. Tank says, I do believe the Captain America with Haley Atwell is the first episode. Well, Sully will be finding out tonight because, like I said, he said that he was going to watch it tonight. So, let's see. In another trailer, which we're going to watch here in a second, it says, Black Panther baddie Eric Killmonger saves Tony Stark's life. King T'Challa becomes Star-Lord. The Battle of New York features the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor. Captain America and Iron Man are zombies, and more. So let's take a look at this one. Tank says, yes, it is. Just pulled it up and about to watch it after the show. Very cool. Let me know how it is, Tank. Don't give away anything. Just tell me how it is. Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? Somewhere in between, kind of thing. So let's check out the official trailer number 2.
Yeah, peace. I love peace. I'd be out of a job with peace. Do we know each other?
Oh.
Time. Reality. It's changeable.
Where you want to be? That's the question, isn't it?
Every universe is different.
Oh, Loki.
Each one unique.
Slow down a little bit. There's a few people in the room that don't understand. Not me, I get it.
Who are you?
The name's Captain Carter.
Scheiße!
I am the Watcher. I observe all that transpires here. But I do not, cannot, will not interfere. I guess I have to freestyle then.
We have you outnumbered.
A Ravager never flies solo. I said never flies solo.
Is that some kind of catchphrase?
You had me worried for a second.
Journey to face the unknown and ponder the question. What if?
Oh man, I tell you what. Now, I'll tell you, I haven't seen these trailers. The only thing I've seen about What If is from the commercials that I've seen on TV, and they haven't had very much of this. They didn't show much in the trailers on TV. These trailers are making me really want to watch this because it looks really, really cool. It really does. The one that's throwing me, I'll tell you the one that's throwing me, and I'm gonna bring this screen back up. The one that is really throwing me is this one right here in the lower right-hand corner. Captain Carter is her name. And I guess she is the British version of Captain America. Because apparently in this universe, Steve Austin never became Captain America. That's throwing me. I'll be honest. That one's throwing me. But that's okay. It's okay. And let's see here. Got one more trailer. Why is my mouse messing with me tonight? It says that in another featurette, Wright, the narrator again, explains the general premise of the series and how it relates to the MCU universe. Quote, every passing moment is a chance for a new offshoot, a new variation. In fact, there are more realities than you can possibly fathom. A infinite number of what ifs, says the voice of the Watcher in Marvel's What If. I can see what few others can. The totality of the multiverse across all space and time. The stories you thought you knew are nothing like you remember. Familiar faces in unfamiliar roles. A captain no one expected. And friends or foes who become friends. Big Tank says that is the female British Captain America, Captain Carter, is actually Peggy Carter, the woman that brought Steve Rogers into the room when just before he had the procedure, right, Tank, that turned him into Captain America. So we got one more little featurette that we can check out here. So this is the third one that they released on their YouTube channel, which would explain why I never saw them. Just saying. So let's check this out. And this one's only a minute long.
Reality is not a straight line. Every passing moment is a chance for a new offshoot, a new variation. In fact, there are more realities than you can possibly fathom.
Okay, hold on. I got to say this right now. I love the narrating. I love the way he sounds and everything else. But there's one person that could have done it even better. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is the ultimate narrator with his voice there. He's perfect. But this guy's good too. Let's continue.
Infinite number of what ifs. I'm Jeffrey Wright, and as the voice of the Watcher in Marvel's What If, I can see what few others can. The totality of the multiverse across all time and space. The stories you thought you knew are nothing like you remember. Familiar faces.
Who are you?
In unfamiliar roles.
Star-Lord!
A captain.
Women aren't soldiers.
Howard, get ready. Agent Carter!
No one expected. And foes who became friends. Wow, I did not see that coming.
Nice. I did not see that coming. Big Tank does have a great point. Somebody else who would be great for that would be James Earl Jones. I have to agree. 1,000% on that one, Tank. James Earl Jones would be awesome. All right. Let's see. Oh, it does say in here. Each episode of What If is about 30 minutes long. Tank says that the first episode is 31 minutes. Like I said, there are 2 seasons. But they have not released revealed the release date for season 2 yet. So let's jump down here. Real quick, we'll kind of go through the cast of characters for the show. Okay. The full cast of Marvel's What If hasn't been revealed, but here's who we know will appear in the series. Wright stars as Atu, the Watcher, who appears in all 10 episodes of season 1 and essentially makes it all happen. The late Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman makes his final Marvel appearance in What If as the voice of King T'Challa, who in this universe, or in this version of the multiverse, becomes Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. He will appear in 4 episodes and will likely factor into other multiverse scenarios as well. Nakia Samuel L. Jackson would be all right. I would put him right underneath Wright, the guy that's going to do this series, as far as what would be really good. Just in my opinion, though, of course. Michael B. Jordan will similarly, there you go, reprise his Black Panther role as Eric Killmonger, as will Danu Gurira as Okoye, Angela Bassett as Ramonda, and John Canny as T'Chaka. And but Tank says, okay, Peggy as a super soldier, just wait till she's having a monthly visitor. And as you can tell, I have a visitor here with me now. Little Miss Oreo. You want to show everybody your face instead of your butt? Come here, Oreo. Let's show everybody your face instead of just your butt. Come here. There. Say hi, everybody. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, you are a trip, Oreo. You really are. All right, let's see. Haley Atwell will once more play Agent Peggy Carter, this time as Captain Carter. She will play a key role in both Season 1 and Season 2 of What If because she has an integral relationship with Atu the Watcher. Stanley Tucci will also return for his Captain America, the First Avenger role of Dr. Abraham Erskine. Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes. Toby Jones as baddie Arnim Zola. Bradley Whitford as John Flynn. Neil McDonough as Dum Dum Dugan. I like that name, Dum Dum Dugan. And Dominic Copper as Howard Stark, father of Iron Man Tony Stark. Samuel L. Jackson. Micaiah, this is why he can't narrate this. But Samuel L. Jackson will be back as Nick Fury because, well, who else could do that voice justice? For the Nick Fury role, he is the perfect voice and persona for that role. Benedict Cumberbatch will voice Doctor Strange. Tilda Swinton returns as the Ancient One. Rachel McAdams will voice Christine Palmer, and Benedict Wong is Wong. Chris Hemsworth will bring his ever-charming accent back as Thor. Tom Hiddleston is back as anti-hero Loki. Jamie Alexander will be back as Sif, and Natalie Portman, who stars as Jane Foster in the upcoming Thor, Thunder, and Love, will be in at least one episode. Taika Waititi will reprise his role as lovable rockman Korg. Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster. Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner. Kate Dennings as Darcy Lewis. Clancy Brown as Surtur. And Rachel House as Topaz. I'll go ahead and finish this out real quick, but there's a whole lot of names here. A whole lot of names. Paul Bettany returns as Vision. Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Evangeline Lilly as Wasp. Michael Douglas as Hank Pym. And David Dasmachian as Kurt. Damon Hunson, and I know I'm just totally destroying some of these names, and I do apologize, will once more star as Korath the Pursuer. Michael Roker returns as Yandu Udantu. Sean Gunn, brother of Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad director James Gunn, as Kraglin Abfantari. Karen Gillan as Nebula. Kurt Russell as Ego. Well, that kind of fits. And Chris Sullivan as the hilariously named Taserface. See, there's my new favorite name. Dum Dum Dugan was good, but Taserface, that's awesome. Clark Gregg, Frank Grillo, Emily Van Camp, and Kobe Smulders return as Phil Coulson, Crossbones, Sharon Carter, and Maria Hill. Don Cheadle is back as War Machine. Leslie Bibb as Christine Everhart, and Jon Favreau as Happy Hogan. Jeremy Renner returns as Hawkeye. Josh Brolin is back as Big Bag Thanos. Oh, Thanos is going to be in here. Interesting. Especially with the things that he's done and his role in the MCU so far. It'd be interesting to see how they change that with him. That perks my interest right there. Carrie Coon as Proxima Midnight. Tom Von Lawler as Ebony Maw. Ophelia Lovabond as Karina. George St. Pierre as Batroc, the Leaper. Benicio del Toro as the Collector, and Andy Serkis as Ulysses Clow. And in a turn that we're super excited for, Seth Green. Okay. This is interesting. This is totally unexpected for me. Maybe those like Sully and others deeply involved in the MCU this would not be very surprising for, but to me it is. Seth Green is going to voice the role of Howard the Duck. Howard the frickin' Duck is in this? Oh my God. Howard the Duck. Okay. How will Marvel's What If affect the multiverse? And that's a good question. How is Marvel's What If going to affect the multiverse? Remember at the end of Loki, when a slew of different timelines was open and exposed to the viewer? I do remember that. What if? What If will explore a lot of those through the eyes of Atu the Watcher. Each episode of What If is self-contained, and the series is in an anthology format. Marvel has said that What If is canon to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it remains to be seen what exactly that will entail and how it will affect the MCU and its timelines as we currently know them. So in other words, Marvel's holding some shit back. Marvel's holding a lot of shit back. I mean, folks, I admit I don't know a lot, but I know people who know a lot about what's coming up, you know, in the MCU and the releases and the movies and everything else. So how is What If going to mess with the MCU and change things? It's going to be pretty interesting to see. Okay, is Peggy Carter in Marvel's What If? Well, we know she is. Okay, but not only is Peggy Carter in What If, but she also plays one of the most pivotal roles. And if you think about it, that's not too surprising to me, because if you think about Thor or Captain America, he is very pivotal in just about every movie that the MCU has put out since Captain America has been put out. So, interesting. Tank says, no, Marvel is just putting out comics that won't make movies just to change things up. Interesting. It'd be interesting to, and I don't mean this in a mean way or anything like that. You know that, Tank, but it'll be interesting to see if that is true. Marvel is known for pulling the holy crap move every now and then. In What If, one of the alternate timelines in the Marvel universe, multiverse, sees Agent Carter take the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers, who instead rocks an Iron Man style suit. Instead of Captain America, we have Captain Carter, and she has at least some sort of relationship that we know of with Atu the Watcher. The show will revisit her stories in both seasons. We realized this is a quote, we realized as we started developing the second season that Captain Carter is going to be the character we would revisit in every season and continue that adventure. That was according to executive producer Brad Winderbaum. Obviously, we're telling a story of a giant multiversal, there we go, canvas. So you never really know who's going to pop up where and when. It's very much an anthology, but there's always an opportunity for fun connections to be made. Now, as we know, a lot of the movies are based off of the comic books, and you know, you've got that back and forth between the two and everything. So the question is posed, what happens in the Marvel What If comics? And will that lead us to what's going to happen in the animated series? Marvel's What If comics have a lot of elements that we may or may not see in the animated series. One scenario revealed in the trailers is Marvel Zombies, which sees the heroes and villains? What the hell is a villain? Anybody? Villain? No. Okay. Which sees the heroes and villains of the Marvel Universe traveling across worlds to feed on living beings. Ooh, interesting. Other what-if scenarios from the comics include Spider-Man growing extra arms. Okay. Spider-Man joining the Fantastic Four, making them the Fantastic Five. The Punisher hosting the Venom symbiote. Sorry. Gwen Stacy surviving. Wolverine joining S.H.I.E.L.D. That'd be interesting. Jessica Jones joining the Avengers. Thor working for Galactus. The Punisher taking on the Mafia in the Prohibition era. Interesting. Norman Osborn taking over Asgard. Really? Now, if I remember correctly, Tank, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Osborns, that was the Green Goblin, correct? I think. We'll find out. And Ultron time traveling to kill Hank Pym. And this I know, Hank Pym is the creator of the Ant-Man suit and the Wasp suit and all of that good stuff. And a very pivotal role in them figuring out how to do time travel in the regular series. Interesting. Very interesting. So that's the breakdown. That's basically the breakdown for the show. Yes, I was right. The Osborns are Green Goblin. Wow. It's the more I read into this, the more and more interested and invested I actually became in the show. So I'm looking forward to seeing this and seeing if it actually holds up to, I guess you could say, my expectations. Has anything ever held up to my expectations? Well, pretty much only my time in the military. To be totally honest. So there you go. There is just a quick review of information that I could get to you guys, the viewers, the listeners, our friends, our fellow punchers. Before you dig into episode 1 of What If, I'm looking forward to sitting down and watching it with Kay this weekend. That is for sure. And then, of course, we will review episode 1 in Avenger Pretenders on Monday evening at 8 p.m. right here on Accidental Punch TV. So there you go. What do you think, folks? Has my description and the putting out of this information maybe changed your thoughts on it? Make you more interested in it? Kind of thing, maybe? I know it has for me. That's for sure. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what happened. Oh, breaking news, folks. Of course, this was breaking news 3 hours ago, so you might already know about this. Anybody that might actually care. According to CBS News, Carol says it does sound interesting. Carol, do you get Disney Plus up there? Do you have Disney Plus? But yes, breaking news according to CBS. Britney Spears' father agrees to step down from conservatorship. You don't have a TV. I would assume that that's by choice. Well, maybe we can figure out a way that you can watch it, Carol. Maybe. Yeah, Britney Spears' father, Jamie, says he is willing to step down from his role in her conservatorship, quote, when the time is right. According to court documents filed on Thursday, for years, the pop star has pushed to remove her father from the court-appointed arrangement that has to control her career and finances for 13 years. Quote, Mr. Spears is willing to step down when the time is right, but the transition needs to be orderly and include a resolution of matters pending before the court. The filing was a response to Britney's lawyers, who requested a Los Angeles judge to remove him from his role. The judge denied this, and now Jamie's legal team says he wants to help ensure a smooth transition for the next person who controls conservatorship. Quote, there is no doubt that the conservatorship saved Miss Spears from disaster, supported her when she needed it the most, protected her and her reputation from harm, and facilitated the restoration of her career, the filing said. Yeah. She didn't have much of a reputation when that happened anyway, to start with, so. Jamie's attorneys also denied that he has mistreated his daughter and insisted he is the, quote, best choice to oversee the conservatorship. They say he only agreed to step down because a public feud, in quotes, would not be in Britney's best interest. Nevertheless, even as Mr. Spears is the unremitting target of unjustified attacks, he does not believe that a public battle with his daughter over his continuing service as her conservator would be in her best interests, the filings added. Yeah, and it just goes on and on and on, so we're just going to leave it at that. But for those of you tuned in who might actually care, Mr. Spears is going to step down when the time is right. So the pending question would be, will the time ever be right? I mean, if he wants to truly be an asshole about it. If he wants to be an asshole about it, probably not. Oh, my goodness. The crazy things going on. It's just amazing sometimes. And I know Carol feels the same way. It's just simply amazing sometimes how just blatantly freaking stupid people are. And I'm not talking about Florida stupid. Okay, Florida stupid is a very, very special kind of stupid. It is the kind of stupid that we, as you know, the hosts for the Sully Show and Shout Out with JT, they have that special kind of stupid that we love. But the kind of stupid that I'm talking about here is just pure stupidity. I mean, just really, really freaking stupid. Carol says, obviously he is getting paid for that position. Oh, yeah. He's been getting paid since day one when they started this thing, Carol. I got a great picture for you guys. And yes, as always, I am cruising Facebook, looking for things to talk about because I can. I want you to take a very close look at this picture I'm about to put up. And I'll read you the caption. As the caption says, I like all carnival games, but Duck Duck Anal is my favorite. And yeah, I'm thinking they need to. I'm thinking that they need to, like, maybe repaint that little sign there a little bit. For those of you who maybe can't see it clearly, there's a close-up for you. Duck, duck, anal. How friggin' awesome is that? Like Carol says, just a little paint would help. Yep. I mean, I understand wanting to have a large quantity of ducks there along the bottom. I understand that, but you know what? The strategic removal of one, as you're looking at the screen, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they were to remove the fifth full duck, or ducky, because they're duckies, they're not ducks. But if they were to remove the fifth ducky from the right, they'd be okay. It'd be perfect. Just remove that ducky, and you'd be good to go. It's not duck, duck, goose. It's not duck, duck, pigeon. It's duck, duck, anal. Yikes. Sorry, folks. I saw that and I loved it. I had to put it out there. Oh, no. I just really don't know. I'll tell you, folks, it has been a rough, as you know from Tuesday's show, it's been a rough couple of days. I'm still trying to recover. But just a quick update here before we end the show. Like I told you, we had the water coming in. We did the waterproof board and the silicone, and then the silicone and the board and the silicone again on the inside of the window frame there. Well, that worked. No water came in through there at all. So that part worked. So problem solved. Not. Not. However, the problem is not as bad as it was. Because the one thing that I didn't think of as I was working through this process of trying to figure out how to stop water coming in from this fucking window was the fact that you took care of the inside of the frame. What about the outside of the frame? Where the frame meets the concrete. Because when they build these things and they put these egress windows in, what they do is they put the window in place where they want to put it. And then they fill it with cement. Okay, they fill the area surrounding it with cement. So sometimes you won't necessarily get a full concrete to metal connection all the way around, because that's tricky to do unless it's really soupy when they pour it in there, and then maybe you'd get a nice good seal. Well, yesterday morning, Kay left for work. We knew a storm was coming in, and Kay left for work, and she says, let me know if anything happens. I can leave and come right home and help and all that. I think we'll be okay. And Carol says, so they didn't put a sealer around the outside of the frame. No. And neither did we. I didn't even think about the outside of the frame. But I would say that I don't think we got I don't think we got 1/50th of the amount of water that we got the other 2 days. And the nice part is that I was there. I was looking at it. I was checking it about every 10 minutes. I'd go down while it was raining. We did really, really good for about the first 20 minutes, and then I saw the water. Saw the water on the floor first, and I'm like, oh, shit. Where's this coming from? So I grab my stool, and I climb up and look in the window there. And along the edge of the frame where the concrete and the metal meet, there was 3 spots. There was one that was on the side. There was one that was over on the lower left-hand corner. And over on the lower right-hand corner, there was one too. But it wasn't gushing in like they were when they were coming through from the window. So, luckily, I had a tube of silicone out in the garage, which I didn't think I had, but we just so happened to. And I put a big old glob all the way around the frame of that window. The part on the side that was coming in, it was coming in pretty good from there. It was enough that the water was able to work its way through the silicone twice. But the third time around, the silicone won. So we only ended up with a puddle, probably about that big. Probably about that big around, in size. So it wasn't bad. It was nowhere near the previous 2 encounters that we had. So thank goodness for that. But I think we may have won the battle. However, I won't really know until we get another big storm like that, or like the ones that we've had, which we're not supposed to have at least until next week now. But that also gives me a chance to pre-plan and do some preventative sealing around the frame of that window and everything. So, yeah, a little bit of water came in with the last storm that we had yesterday. Nowhere near, like I said, nowhere near as bad as the first 2. I was able to stop it from coming in around the edge of the frame and everything. And Nikaya, that is exactly what I plan on doing. Is I'm going to get some more silicone, and I'm going to put even more silicone around that to try and take care of it, so that we don't have to worry about the freaking window leaking anymore. Want to welcome back the world's best daughter. She said that her phone stopped working and that she just got back on. That's okay, Kaylin, because you pretty much missed just the part that you wouldn't really have been interested in anyway. Although, in case you're interested, Britney Spears' father, breaking news from CBS, Britney Spears' father has stated that he is willing to step down as the head conservator on her conservatorship at the right time, or when the time is right. Just in case you were, maybe interested in that kind of thing. So there you go, folks. I do want to thank everybody for hanging out with me tonight. Please do me a favor, hang out with me for a couple of minutes more. We are going to raid Sim Tricia tonight. I'm going to raid them and say hi. Kaylin says, he needs to go away. I would agree. I didn't know how many people would be interested, so I just threw it out there in case somebody, maybe there's somebody who was listening that was interested, and then they could always jump on the CBS website and get a little bit more information. Good stuff. But yes, hanging around, we are going to do a raid with Sim Tricia here in just a minute. Don't forget, folks, Sully popped on Wednesday night and did a surprise gaming stream, so he might do that again sometime over the weekend or whatever. But at the latest, we will be back on Monday night at 8 p.m. for Avenger Pretenders with myself and Sully, where we will be reviewing episode 1 of What If. And Tuesday, as always, the Sully Show Okay, 8 to 10, and then I will be back again on Thursday for another episode of Shout Out with JT. Big Tank says her dad leaves, she will kill herself. Mark my words. I hope not. I really do hope not. Carol says bye-bye for now. Got to go. Love to all. Take care. Bye, Carol. Take care, my friend. We will talk to you later. But again, I do want to thank everybody for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you got some useful information. Do me a favor. Stay safe, stay dry, stay cool. And we will see you again on Monday night, 8 p.m. for Avenger Pretenders. Until then, until next time, my friends, have a great night. Stay tuned. We will do the raid for Centrisha real quick. Drop the APP logo and then unite, or Punchers Unite. And then have a great night. Peace, my friends. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.